Anyway, we in the building. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna jump into the Secret Service woman questioning, drawing a correlation with the gladiator spirits and behavior, where we say it doesn't matter if you're the director of the Secret Service, a lawyer, or a hood ratchet ordering a chopped cheese at the corner store. They are all the same. Subscribe to the channel. So basically, we have two things here. You get to learn about what happened to the other Secret Service director when Ronald Reagan got shot, and then you get to see what you're living in this world of the gladiator, the gladiator BW and more. All the gladiators want to be men, but don't want to do the things that men do. She don't want to resign. But here's a history lesson. Let's go. A little history lesson.
And my thoughts with him and his family during such a traumatic event. I also want to express condolences to Corey Comprator's family and recognize his heroism in saving his daughter's lives, and to the victims of that awful event. Now, Director Cato, would you agree that this is the most serious security lapse since President Reagan was shot in 1981 of the Secret Service?
Yes, sir, I would.
And, you know what Stuart Knight did when he was in charge at the time of the Secret Service? You know what he did afterwards?
He remained on duty.
He resigned.
She's lying. She said he remained on duty. And this guy said that the guy resigned. So it's two things here. It's either she's lying or she doesn't know the history of the Secret Service as the director of the Secret Service. When this one is the most epic failure and collapse in protection since Ronald Reagan. She don't know the history of it. This is crazy with these gladiators.
You know what Stuart Knight did when he was in charge at the time of the Secret Service? You know what he did afterwards?
He remained on duty.
He resigned. He resigned. And Stuart Knight was not a Democratic appointee or a Republican appointee. Look, I'm not questioning your judgment. I just don't think this is partisan. If you have an assassination attempt on a president, a former president, or a candidate, you need to resign. That's what Stuart Knight did. He was a Republican appointee, and he took responsibility. And I think you need to reflect. This is not a question of you. It's a question of the American people. You cannot go leading a Secret Service agency when there is an assassination attempt on a presidential candidate. I would say that about anyone who...
It would happen to any man. So as a woman who wants to be a man, why wouldn't you follow protocol? This is gladiator shit. Why won't you follow the protocol?
Is running. And so I guess my question to you is, what's the difference between your position and what Stuart Knight did?
What I will tell you, sir, is that I am dedicated to finding the answers to what happened. And like every Secret Service agent, we don't shirk our responsibilities. I will remain on and be responsible to the agency, to this committee, to the former president, and to the American public.
But is there a reason you wouldn't just do what Stuart Knight did after the Reagan assassination attempt?
I believe that I provided an answer.
Now, this is very important. She answers a question, and she knows how to tell you, I know how to answer that question. So, okay, so we're all familiar. So you are capable of answering questions and letting me know that you answer.
There's nothing more that you have to say. I mean, do you really believe at this moment, given how divided the country is and the questions asked, that your service in this role is the best for the nation? I mean, I'm not saying you can't do public service again, you can't do something else again. Do you really genuinely in your heart believe that you being in this role is what's right for America at this moment? I mean, do you think there are people who are Trump supporters who have confidence in you? The one thing that we've got to have agencies in this country that are transcend politics, that have the confidence of independents, Democrats, Republicans, progressives, conservatives. Do you really believe that the majority of this country has confidence in you right now?
I believe that the country deserves answers, and I am committed to finding those answers.
So you can't answer a question. So now, so you know how to answer that question, but you can't answer this question that ma'am, when it comes to the Secret Service, it's not a Democrat, Republican, it's none of that stuff. This is just, we understand that you protect people and that's what you're doing. Do you believe that if some people that do not believe that you can do this job, then you should step down? She's like, no, I'm a gladiator. I want to do whatever I
Democrats,
want.
Republicans, progressives, conservatives.
This is
Do you
crazy.
really believe that the majority of this country has confidence in you right now?
I believe that the country deserves answers, and I am committed to finding those answers and providing those answers.
Well, look, I believe, Director Schittle, that you should resign. I think there are colleagues on both sides of the aisle who believe that, and I hope you'll consider it. I yield back.
There you have it. This is what the women do to you guys. They let you know, oh, I know how to answer. But then the next question, it's not an answer. This lady is Gladiator 101. And this is just what you're dealing with in America. It just is what it is. Want the responsibility of a man. You got it. But you also have to take what comes with it. If you can't do that, that's unfair. So you want to be better than a man. You want to give cheating privileges. Subscribe to the channel.